Hey guys, welcome back to the Loach Racing YouTube channel. We're in my dad's shop working on Reaper today. It's a lot easier for me just to bring it here and have everything I need because my welder's broke and I brought all my tools that I knew I was going to need, all my nice little wiring stuff and everything, and still have the welder and I can use a hoist if I need to. I'm going to throw it up after and go over everything underneath, nut and bolt it, and check that over. But for right now, we'll do this. Well, if you've seen it at the end of the video there, I was down to like 15 pounds of fuel pressure. It's out of gas, so we'll top that up. So I guess I did the wiring not too bad. Yesterday I was having a bit of a shit show. I actually had the whole thing ripped apart. I had all the wiring pulled back out of it. The harness was halfway out of it. I had the intake off so I can get the harness back out because none of the sensors were reading. Even if I jumped them, I couldn't get it to read on the laptop, and it was starting to really frustrate me. And going back and forth with Trevor at TC Tune, I was telling him everything I went through, and he says, "Did you check on the laptop that it's in online and it doesn't say ECU link?" Fuck. Look at the laptop, says ECU link. Click it, goes to online, jump the sensor, everything's reading properly. Put it all back together, and as I'm putting it together, I said to I said, watch. Now I'm going to put it back together, I'm going to hit the button, and it's going to fire right off. This thing rolled over 3 times. It's pretty good considering the intake was off, so there's no fuel in the rails. It rolled over 3 times, and there was enough fuel, like from the mechanical pump, it just fired right off. Fired off, sat there idled, no issues. So I'm just working on getting all the wiring cleaned back up because I had it all ripped apart. Getting everything tied up. I'm going to clean it out. The only thing is my trans brake driver. It's an NOS driver. Took a shit over the winter, I guess. It worked when we put it away, so right now I have no trans brake and no reverse. So got one of them coming from Holly. I ordered it there last night with a couple other little things, a neck brace and gloves, and I think a pair of springs for Brian because I stole his. So they're going to be coming this week or next week. Hopefully be here Tuesday, Wednesday. And then my neighbors are going to love me because I'm going to try the trans brake in the driveway, make sure it's working and check the 2-step, and we'll see how much boost we're building on it. I only have the small springs in the BSI gates right now. I forget how many pound springs they are. I think they're 5. I'd have to check my paper, but it's at home. I'm going to start with those at the track, I think, just to see what it does, because this tune-up's a whole lot different than the tune-up it was on when we ran it the last time at the track. So like 6-7 pounds of boost in it now is going to feel way different than 6 or 7 pounds of boost in it last year. So we're going to do that, I think. We'll do that, and then we'll go up to the next spring, which I think is 11 or 12 pounds, and then the final spring is, I think, 18. So we're just going to keep kind of bumping it up and bumping it up and bumping it up, and then that way we can kind of creep on it and work away at the suspension. We're not trying to hit it with all the power right away. We can kind of make little improvements and get it better and better and better. And then once we get up to the 18-pound springs there, it should be close. We shouldn't really be knocking the tires off it, but we're gonna find out next weekend, I guess. It's good. It's just a test and tune weekend. They might, I don't know, do a bit of a gamblers or a bit of maybe some grudge racing. It all depends on how many people are there. If there's not enough guys to run the 2 lanes, they'll do 1 lane more than likely, which is what we did last year. And it worked out good because you don't have 2 cool lanes. You have 1 lane that's decent. Then if someone wants to run their street car down on like normal street tires, they can just run down in the other lane, and it's not going to hurt the prep in the good lane for us guys. So that's what I think is going to happen. We're going to see when we get down there. I got to fix the hood mounts on this thing because they're off. We found that out when I put the doors on it, which is kind of my fault, but like I said in the last video, I still blame Ricky and Dale for that. So I'm going to get that fixed next. Well, after I put fuel in it, I'm going to put fuel in it. I'll actually probably pull the head closer to the door so it's closer to the welder plug. And then if need be, I can just push it back. So I'm going to do that and get that all done so that it actually looks good. The driver's side's actually not that bad. I might just be able to bend this side a little bit. The passenger side, though, is quite a bit off, and the one I have to completely redo because the door hits it. I can only open it up like maybe a quarter of the way, and then the lip of the door hits it. And I don't really want to crack these doors all that much. And then get some Goo Gone or something. Get all that tuck tape off those doors. Thanks to my lovely sister for helping me out the one day. Oh, it happens. It's not that big of a deal. Just something else to do. I'm finally going to get the links for the rear end. I actually ended up just messaging my buddy at the welding shop. I brought him the short links. I said, I need these, but I need them however long I need them. I think there was 11 inches or 12 inches, however long I needed the rod. Said, you just give me the rod, I'll top it myself. I've got the tops, except for the reverse thread one. I'll go pick one of those up today. I'll get that in, then the anti-roll bar is all done. I'm going to give it a little snort of paint, and everything will be nice and lovely, and this thing should be pretty well done tonight, aside from the relay for the trans brake. But that's not really something I can control, having to wait on parts. So hopefully that comes in time. It should. Summit's always been really good for me, so I might take a look on Amazon and see if I can get another one in faster. That way I have 2 coming in, just in case, because you never know. But I go from there and see what happens. Get you guys in the next clip. Alright, now there's fuel in it, so I'll show you how it's supposed to start. I do have a primer pump, a little 12 volt EFI pump, just a little cheapy eBay one, just to help if I run it out of gas like I just did. It's a little bit easier on it. It's a lot better since, like, I had a check valve in it before, but I took it out because how my fuel is routed out of the, you see it comes right out of the pump and comes out right to the rail. This little 6 line right here, this is the one from my primer pump. It sits right there. It goes right into the rail, so it was real short and hard to get a check valve in it. And then whenever if I ran out of fuel, it was a pain in the ass to get it to prime. So instead of fucking with it and fighting with it every time, I just decided to take it out. And especially since I put that bigger fuel filter on it, I had a small one on it, and then the one pass I did a burnout, and it was pretty cool. And then it just shut off, would not start, no fuel pressure. Took it apart, the fuel filter was collapsed, and it was just a little small one, probably about 2 inches tall, 1.5 inches tall. So we took that out, and now I got that great big Aeromotive one, big stainless steel one, I'm pretty sure it is, mesh, I don't know, whatever it is. It's recommended for a mechanical pump like this. And anyways, this is how it's supposed to start. Turn that on, turn that on. We'll turn the primer on this time, just for shits. supposed to do that. I had the wideband unplugged, so that might be part of the issue why it didn't like that. Let's try this again. I'm happy. 50 pounds of fuel pressure. AFR stabling off. Good oil pressure, good water. I say we're almost good to go racing. That's how it's supposed to start. It's always better if you have everything plugged in. I guess with the wideband unplugged, it was just dumping fuel, so I didn't really like that very much. So I'm probably gonna have to get oil and filter and do another oil change, even though I just put that oil in. I'll probably do one anyways, just before we go racing. Hopefully I can find some Rotella tea. I have to do some calling around today and see if anyone can get it before Friday. And then we'll be good to go. I always usually run Rotella tea in this thing. Just, I like it a little more. We run it in all of our performance stuff. I think it works really good. I don't know. I'm not no scientist when it comes to oil. It's all slippery shit. But I've just always used it. Right now I got Castrol in it because it was on sale, so that was the right reason for that. But I'm gonna get the head or the hood mounts all done, and hopefully get the doors cleaned up and get the windshield cleaned off. I didn't wire the scavenge right, so it puked oil again. But it's all fixed now, and it's all wired up now, and it hasn't smoked. It hasn't spit a little dribble of oil since I fixed it and drained the turbo. I had to take the turbo back apart and drain it all out and clean it all out. But even looking down inside the pipe there, it's pretty clean. Little wee bit of residue, but not like it was. There was a puddle in there before, so might just pull the plug and have a little look at the oil and see if it looks like it's got fuel in it. But more than likely, I'm gonna end up just doing an oil change on it. Say to hell with it. And then we'll be good to go. But go from there, and we'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. Well, guys, we had a good weekend getting the truck all ready to go. It's pretty well done. Our brand new alternator took a shit, which it happens. I swapped this alternator out because the old one wouldn't charge past 67 or 6800 RPM on the dyno. It would fall to 12 volts. And I already put a smaller pulley on it, so we think before I swapped the pulley when I ran that alternator last year, we think I damaged it. So I got another warranted alternator. So we put it on, and 2 days of just idling in the shop and it's toast. So I have one more coming, another warranted one, and looking at an aftermarket one, and hopefully we can get one before the weekend. That way I have a spare, and then Tanner's going to bring another spare just in case. I'm not sure why it went through another alternator. Maybe something went bad inside, or the regulator was no good, or I don't know. I don't know nothing about alternators, so we're just gonna go with bad parts, and it happens. You never know what you're gonna get with reman. So but anyways, it's pretty well done. That's no good. And then the nitrous driver we use for the trans brake, it went bad over the winter, I guess. I don't really understand why. It was just sitting over the winter. There's no battery or nothing in it, so I don't really understand how it went bad. But these things happen with electrical items, I guess. It's still kind of new, this stuff. Usually we're using carbs and big and small block shit and just MSD boxes and one wire alternators. So I'd like to be able to see if I can find a one wire LS style alternator, or see if my pulley will fit on a small block Chevy alternator and I can run a one wire, and I'll just make the brackets. That's simple. That's peanuts. Not worried about that, as long as my my pulley will fit on one of them alternators. I'm waiting for one of my buddies to message me back, and I'll run over there with my pulley, or might have a stock one here. I can run over there and try it, and if it works, then I know, and I'll just order a one wire alternator. Fuck off, bug. And we'll do that. The truck needs a good wash. There's some oil all over the hood and on the body from last year when I was smoking oil out of the turbo, and from the other day when I didn't have the scavenge pump wired properly. It filled the exhaust, so it pushed all that oil out of it, and it kind of ended up on the truck. So I'm gonna get some car wash stuff and get that all cleaned up. We put on the new TC Tune sticker. I want to thank Trevor for doing all of our tuning on this and keeping me on a bit of a tight leash here. And he's giving me a little bit of leeway this weekend. We put a pretty good tune up in it, so we're gonna try it out, see how it goes. Not allowed to turn on the onboard air yet, he said, so we're gonna just run it on gate. I think my biggest springs are 18 pound or something like that. It's right around 18 pounds, 17, 18 pounds. So be more than enough, I think, to get this thing down the track. Hoping the track is good. The weather, it changes every couple hours, so it's looking good right now. So we'll be racing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday is going to be the bracket day. Sunday there's a gamblers race and test and tune. Friday's just test and tune. So we'll get some videos. Might do 3 videos this weekend. Well, I'll see what kind of content I get, and we'll go from there. But there'll be at least one video for sure coming out on the weekend. But Reaper's going to stay on the trailer this week. I've got a couple little things I got to do, but I can do it with it just sitting on the trailer. It's not that big of a deal. I got to change one tire on the trailer. I need one dust cap because it went missing somewhere, and fix the fenders and one light, and it'll be good to go. And the truck is just those two, just the alternator and that relay, which they'll be coming in ASAP within the next couple days. So the neighbors might hate me later on this week when I gotta test out the brake and the bump and try that out in the driveway, and I'm sure I might get a little bit of a crowd, but we'll see what happens. But that's all. They've seen the truck enough. They know who lives here. I am not going to do it, make a huge scene. Like, I'm not going to try it 5 or 8 or 10 times. They'll do it once or twice, and that'll be enough. I don't want to be obnoxious and everything, and it'll be right in the middle of the day. Most people should be at work, so. But this thing's not crazy loud anyways, so shouldn't be that bad. But I'm going to end the video off there. I just wanted to do a little bit of a closer of everything we got done, and I think it turned out good. So we're going to, I don't think I have anything I'm going to cover during the week. Maybe if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. But if anything, we'll see you guys this weekend when we're at Bonfield Event Park, Bonfield, Ontario. We're going to go see the Groves and go party with them, and hopefully a bunch of our friends. And some people are going to their cottages and stuff like that, but I put enough money into that thing, so I'm going to go drive it, go beat the shit out of it, and hopefully leave the rods in the block. So, alright, we're going to end it off there, and see you guys in the next video. Get your shit ready. We're going.